It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brood Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas and Southern Missouri. It is Friday, January 19th, 2018. It is 7 a.m. in the morning.
Woohoo, Friday.
Woo.
It's Friday.
And warmer weather.
And we've got warmer weather.
And warmer weather.
Do.
Thank that mule's nose for me, will you? It's warmer weather.
Yeah, I love it.
Wow. It's up to 20.
Even though, what did it get to yesterday? What was the?
I was showing like 41 or 43.
And do you know some of these side roads, especially with gravel, are still covered?
Yeah.
I mean, they just got packed in there, but and the school's still running snow routes today because of that.
Well, from here north, it was a lot worse than what we had in town.
Our parking lot's ice.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. It's gravel. Most of your gravel stuff or anything in the shade's still covered, but hey, at least the roads are clear. We're good to go.
You betcha. And it's Friday.
It's
Friday.
warmer.
Yep.
More basketball tomorrow for me.
There you go.
Yep. Anyway, we're all enjoying Brood Awakening Coffee. Hope you're doing the same. Brood Awakening Coffee, 3 locations to serve you. You guys gonna play with the Brood Awakening?
Well, I'm trying to get the logo, but it doesn't want to come out. I don't know what's going on with it.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what in the world.
Playing peekaboo.
Oops, wrong one.
Wrong one. Here we go. No,
can you help me get that out, Jerry?
Reach
It's
back
right.
there and
It's
pick
right
it up.
on. It's your left side. The logo just doesn't want to. There you go. There you go. Now, if you could.
Heavy ate it. There it is. There it is. You found it. There you found it.
Go ahead and tap it down a little bit.
I'm going to smack it to my left.
Okay. I don't care what you do.
Little sound effects.
It's bouncing around the room now. Brood Awakening Coffee, 3 locations to serve you. BRMC lobby.
Sorry.
Balmer Boulevard.
How can you be serious when that's going on?
Somebody's got to be around here.
That is
62
funny.
East Plaza in front of Anytime Fitness. Brood Awakening Coffee. What do I say? If you're not drinking Brood Awakening, you're just drinking dirty water.
Muddy water.
Muddy water.
Dirty water. There you go.
We need to get some muddy waters, a little background.
Well, how many you want?
I'm talking to musicians.
I know who you're talking about. Muddy Waters, old blues guy.
Like a Rolling Stone, man.
That's Bob Dylan.
Oh, no. Muddy Water. Rolling Stones named their band after Muddy Waters' song, Rolling Stone.
We got to get that record in here, don't we?
Let's do it.
Yeah, you want it on 45 or 78?
33 and
Oh, yeah, he wants something impossible here.
now.
Morning prayer brought to you by Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas. We're very proud to have the Roller Funeral Home people on. And Brad was here earlier in the week and had a good discussion. Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect. And I'm so proud of these Mountain Home Christian Academy students coming in and doing the prayer early in the morning.
It's awesome. I mean, that is really cool.
And it just shows, I mean, what a great education at Mountain Home Christian Academy. They teach no Common Core. They have no government funding. If you can help the Christian Academy, you can call them at 424-6622. This morning, Brooklyn Cooper, who is a student at the Mountain Home Christian Academy, will be bringing our morning prayer. Brooklyn, are you ready? All right.
Thank you for this wonderful day. And I love everyone here. And it's so wonderful we have everyone here today. And so my mommy and Cody and Cooper and Maddie, everyone in the world, we love everyone in the same exact everywhere else. We can always help people everywhere and see where we are going to places. Amen.
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 Very good. Brooklyn Cooper, Mountain Home Christian Academy student, doing our morning prayer. So proud of these students that come in and they're not ashamed to pray on television.
That is awesome.
That is.
There you go. Wow. Mountain Home Christian Academy
Hey.
in Mountain Home, Arkansas.
Did you have fun doing it?
Yeah.
All right. That's all that matters.
Mama's here with you and doing a good job there too, taking your picture.
You're going to be
Can we get-
famous now.
Can we get that logo up once again, Mountain Home Christian Academy?
You
Folks
bet.
can see it there on the screen. Mountain Home Christian Academy, 424-6622. No government funds, no Common Core. If you can help them financially, that's how they pay the bills, is by public support like that. So give them a call, 424-6622.
It was awesome.
That's cool.
I like that off the cuff, and that's pretty neat.
Yeah,
Yep.
not bad at all. Morning weather brought to you by your local Sears store. I haven't been by there this week. I'm running by,
No.
well,
Not you.
snow days. Got to get caught up. I got to get some of those special bits for that little impact driver. I've got another couple of things I got to work on. So much easier taking those things apart, you know. Yep. Brooklyn, thank you. You have a
Hey,
good day
you
at
did a-
school.
You did a great job.
Yeah, I got one of those little quarter-inch drive impact screwdriver things down there at Sears. Good price on it, good tool, works great, you know.
Awesome.
And boy, I can tear into those tape decks now. Just screws flying everywhere.
I like the sound effects, man.
Would it be easier for us to send your paycheck straight to Sears
Might as
and
well.
just cut off the middleman?
Paychecks? Who gets paychecks?
There you go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we
I think
go.
Gil's watching. Sorry, Gil. 27 degrees at Mountain Home, 28 at Harrison, 24 at Hardy. It's 14 in Mountain View. That's not right. Yeah, maybe it is. 28 in Yellville, 14 at Marshall, 27 at Calico, Poplar Bluff, Missouri at 21. Branson at 32.
Ooh.
That's a
27
Big,
at West Plains.
that's a big change,
Look at
Mountain
this,
View.
39 in Watford City, North Dakota.
Hey, Jerry, if we can't see you, you can't talk, okay?
Okay, I just
No.
can't
talking-
figure out
you're
Mountain
behind the
View,
temperature.
man.
Anchorage, Alaska, 21 degrees. 39 in Watford City? That's weird. Remember, it's freezing up there. Not much on the radar, but you can see that front that's in the northwest part of the country, California, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana, a little bit of Wyoming. And it just might get a little bit of Utah right there, not much, but anyway.
Now,
look
is that the one coming our way?
I think so. In combination, we'll see what's down here in the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
You know, so I think those two kind of converge.
High winds this weekend.
Really?
High winds.
Really?
Yeah. That, I mean, rope down everything.
Really?
Squall line winds.
You
A
gonna
swath of wind is coming.
There goes that swamp.
What about your mule? Going to anchor him down a little
You
bit?
betcha.
Wow.
Yes, we will.
Most highways in Arkansas, I'm going to say all highways in Arkansas are clear. You know, we probably want to take a look at that map one more time. Let's see. Let's look at Missouri DOT here. With the exception of Highway 160 between West Plains and Branson, they're showing just, let's see, light blue is mostly clear, so that's probably 80% clear right there.
Just a little bit.
Just
Not
a little
much
bit down
left.
there in southern Missouri.
How about Arkansas? Because I know southern
Well,
Arkansas
let's see if
was
it saved
struggling.
I Drive Arkansas here. Let me pull that back up. It didn't save it, so I'll pull it back up. And here we go there. Boy, I love this. Don't you just love? I can put it in here. I Drive Arkansas. And here we go again.
You know you can bookmark those.
Well,
pages.
it's supposed to, but it didn't.
Huh.
You know, there's a lot of things it's supposed to do. I just have to spell it out. I Drive Arkansas. Bear with me here, people. We'll get it here.
I'm not sure if it's the computer or Dale. Just spell it out,
Do
Dale.
you have a Jeopardy background music?
Don't get me laughing.
Oh,
Oh, forget it. I can't get it to pop up. Never mind. I'm going to say most highways are great. It should have bookmarked it. It bookmarked Missouri. but it didn't bookmark Arkansas.
That's all right.
Anyway, if you're out driving around, you probably know what the roads look like anyway. What do we got in community events?
Calendar? Well, we have, and I go to Discover Events on Facebook. You can do this week, next week. I always do this week, and there's just not a whole lot going on this week. But we do have the Allie White American Legion Post 52 Pancake Breakfast. That's tomorrow morning at 7:30 to 10. 6 o'clock, $6 for adults, $3 for children. And that's about it, folks. You got Rio live at the Raps Baron Brewing Company. So that's all I see. And Mountain View's pretty well shut down. They should be cranking up here in about February. And so there will be a lot going on in February throughout the year.
Awesome.
Finally got iDrive Arkansas to pop up. We're clear across the state of Arkansas on ice and snow. So
scroll down and bring that up. All the roads are cleared up, huh?
Yep. They've highlighted the major thoroughfares, the major interstates, and that's just, everything's good. So
Good job redeeming yourself there.
wonder what that, I'm showing, what? They've got a closed, look at that. Did you see that up at Hardy?
Yeah, let me bring that back up.
Closed highway, Fulton County. Oh, there's an accident.
How about that? Tells you an accident.
6:30 in the morning, U.S. Highway 63, 10 miles south of Mammoth Springs is closed due to an accident. No through. It must be a major accident right there. 10 miles south of Mammoth Springs, so traffic will be halted on Highway 63. So, you heard it here first. Well, let's see, we do, you know, Jerry's talking about community calendar. We do have youth sports registrations coming up the first and second weekends in February, and that's not far away.
No.
A week from today is like February 2nd, or 2 weeks from today is February 2nd. We got one more Friday.
And then we got the youth wrestling. We're going to Willard, Missouri.
Ooh,
It's always a pretty good
Springfield.
tournament. Yeah, it's like their 17th annual, and they
Is that a
pack the
2-day?
place. Huh?
Saturday, Sunday?
No, just Saturday.
Yep.
Just Saturday, and then we're going down Bryant, Arkansas, I believe, next weekend, and then we got U State, and then the big one. That's it.
Wow.
And it's
You gonna be
steak
doing
day.
some-
It's Friday. It's steak day at the Old Time Restaurant.
It's
I gotta
steak-
say
it's what
that.
day? What
Steak day.
Ooh.
Friday.
What steak?
Steak,
Marinated
eggs,
in
hash
burgundy?
browns. Yeah, cut it with a butter knife. It is a awesome steak. It really, really is.
That's breakfast.
Breakfast:
What about
steak,
lunch?
eggs, hash browns, biscuit and gravy or toast, all for $7.88. And for lunch, she's making her homemade Salisbury steak. Comes with 2 sides, a roll of cornbread for $6.88. You can't beat it.
Ooh.
Good stuff.
Ooh.
Had to throw that out there.
Ooh. You would have to when I'm hungry.
Never fails.
All right, anything else? We got community calendar.
We're good to go, man.
How can we
we're
get
good.
folks send stuff in?
Yeah, send it in to us. Post something on Facebook, whatever. We'll get it.
I think my daughter's going to Little Rock tonight. High school boys
Yes.
wrestling team.
Yep.
So. Go Bombers.
I think they got Berryville. Actually, they got Berryville. No, I'm thinking then Little Rock tomorrow or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a 2-day event.
Yeah, it's going to be a long, tough, and we're hurting a couple of our areas. So we've got a couple people out sick and injured, and so
Is that flu bug still going around pretty hard?
it is.
It's not letting up yet at all? or-
No, Russellville, I believe we got a thing on them that they had to close school. Over 25% of the kids are out with it right now.
I think at one point, let's see, this is the 19th. I think somewhere around the 12th through the 15th, Arkansas had reported nearly 14,000 influenza cases in the state. Man, it got a hold of some folks and just won't let go.
And it's worse in Texas.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, that's not good.
It's a bad flu bug.
Yeah,
this
yesterday
year.
we got a text because I think they were supposed to be, their high school supposed to be doing part of that tournament, and that they can't. The school will be closed due to too much illness.
Sad. Anyway, we need to take a break. Going to be visiting with Dan Hall, D.A.V. Charles Leonard's here as well, county officer. And I can't think of anything else for the opening, so we're going to take that quick break.
It's
Be right
Friday.
back. It's Friday. Yay, more coffee.
Be right back.
Bye.
Cover up the pain, and you've tried dieting to help lose weight. Before you try something drastic like surgery to get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. Our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
Coming in 2018, VHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and Steadyform. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate-controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. DHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range, coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon.
Hello, I'm Charles Ferguson. Here at Mountain View Chevrolet, we still do business the old-fashioned way with honesty and integrity. And we have a good inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs from large to small. Our service department has all GM certified technicians, and our friendly salespeople are ready and eager to fit a car truck to your needs in a price range you can afford. We also have a lot full of pre-owned cars and trucks, program and new car trade-ins to choose from. So come see us at Mountain View Chevrolet.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home. More than just propane, Reeves Propane provides you full-service propane delivery as well as tank and piping installation. We are your dependable choice, offering the very best in personal service with on-time deliveries and competitive prices. Reeves Propane also sells and installs tankless water heaters and appliances and can even convert your gas cook stove to liquid propane. So no need to fuss and cuss about bad service. Call us at Reeves Propane. We greatly appreciate your business and God bless.
Have you ever?
And we are back on this Friday, January 18th. It is 7:18, and I want to welcome to the studio Charles Leonard and Dan Hall. We're going to be talking veterans for the next, until we finish out the show. And every third Friday, we dedicate that to our veterans. So once a month, we update all the information about Baxter County and the District 3 when Elisa's here. So. Right. Take it away, guys. What do we? Charlie got a whole pile of papers. She's in Little Rock. She's got my sympathy.
You've been here before, have you?
Not on the TV, on the radio.
You did the radio with us, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you got a whole pile of papers down there. So we got a lot of information to talk about.
Our new Baxter County Veteran Service officer from, a year or two ago? Yes. Back when Matt Sneed took over and really revamped the Arkansas Department of Veterans Affairs and created the 9 districts out here where the veterans live, and that's when we hired Alicia, who runs the 3rd district, and makes sure that all these county officers are up to date and trained and what have you. She's done an outstanding job, as have all of the county service officers. How many more are you seeing now than we used to see in a week or a month?
Well, I'll tell you, since the first of the year, I've seen probably close to about 130 veterans. Since
January 1?
Yeah.
Wow.
And mind you, we've been closed 2 of those days for MLK and then January 1 for New Year's. So that's a lot of people, a lot of folks.
We're getting around that we've got something for them finally to help them out.
Yeah, that's a good thing too.
For a long time, the office has concentrated pretty much exclusively on helping veterans with claims with VA. And one of the things that Arkansas Department of Veterans Affairs got very much involved in They actually are a state agency mandated to advocate for veterans before the VA even existed. And Matt tried to really extend that out to like 80% of our veterans in this area aren't involved with VA medical. There are other issues. There's employment, there's survivor benefits, and Charles can tell you all of the wide gamut of things that we deal with now. And because I'm just a volunteer that the commander of Disabled American Veterans locally, but he's kind of my go-to person for resources out in the community, and vice versa.
Oh yeah, and it is a plethora. I mean, there is just so much that we do for these veterans. I mean, like Dan was talking, you know, from filing claims to health benefits. We even transfer health benefits from other states because we do have a lot of out-of-state retirees in this community. And in addition to that, there's also local organizations for veterans in need. You know, if they may need help for rent or something like that, then we have a resource directory that we can go to and point them in the right direction to get some help. So, and you know, this time of year with the winter and everything, and this being unseasonably cold down here, those services are really needed.
Yeah.
So,
wow. What I don't understand is in the past 10 years of doing, so we did radio for 10 years and now moved over to TV, but what I have learned both from Dan and other folks involved with veterans, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Kuwait, whatever you served, why was there so much red tape involved? It's a lot better now, but it seemed like people were waiting years and years and years for an answer for just about anything.
We still have those backlog issues, and will have for a long time. There's a couple of reasons for that. Mainly it's a huge government bureaucracy with a lot of rules and regulations, and one of the things that we've run into is just now, after my 10 or 12 years of being involved with it, we're just starting to get past this thing of the VA often became adversarial when a veteran filed a claim. And it was never intended to be that way. The VA was supposed to be a resource for veterans who needed assistance. And Secretary Shulkin very recently made a speech and talked quite a bit about that, getting away from this quasi-adversarial process. And there's a lot of things going on with it. In the state, while I'm thinking about it, last year we passed an act through the legislature that makes retired military pensions exempt from state income tax. Now, problem is that isn't going to be an automatic thing. If you're getting a check from DOD, you have to make sure all your information is up to date so they don't take out that money. It's not going to be an automatic thing, but it's just the state income tax. That was a good thing. All of these things that we get involved with, where local monies, local agencies, healthcare, whatever, money flows in from the VA or wherever, it's an economic boon to the area.
It is.
That's
yeah.
one of the reasons we really are pushing for the. Well, they had this thing they called the Choice Program. It was a poor name for it, but that expired last year, and what they're working on now are VA/private provider partnerships, networks out in the community where more veterans can be treated in the local community. BRMC is very veterans friendly, would like to be involved in treating veterans here instead of having to go all the way to Little Rock for programs. So that's another thing that's going to help the local community as well as the individual veterans. So there's a lot of things going on. I'm getting ready right now to go back to Washington, D.C. for the midwinter legislative conferences. Starting February 25th. We go back there and have our meetings, and then we walk the halls of Congress and meet with all of our congressional delegates. And
it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of work. And we've been, some of those issues we've been fighting for 3 years, and they're just now coming to fruition. So it isn't a one-time shot. You really have to push these things. The caregiver issue. They had the post-9/11 caregivers began to get some help, and that is when you have a veteran that's 100% disabled, instead of being in a nursing home or a veteran's home, he's at home, and some family member's been caring for that person. Well, post 9/11, those caregivers were given some assistance. But we've had people since back in the Korean War that are still involved in taking care of a family member that had gotten no help. So we've been pushing the caregivers regardless of what era the veteran became disabled in. And that's about to come to fruition, as is the expanded choice program. So
The one thing I can't get over, though, guys, both Charles and Dan, a homeless vet. Anybody that has served honorably, discharged honorably, medically, something like that, Purple Heart or total D.A.V, there shouldn't be any reason for a homeless vet. You know, I have a problem with that.
But some of these veterans choose to be
Really?
that way, just for the simple fact it's hard for them to meld within society. And a lot of them, you know, they will get a tent. They'll find some wood somewhere or go down by a river, and they'll pitch that tent, and that's where they'll live. I mean,
if that's their choice, that's fine. But if, their circumstances to where they just literally can't.
Oh, and there's
pay
thousands
rent.
of them out there in every city, and it's amazing. And there's a lot of homeless veteran stand downs that happen across the nation every year, usually held in September, and they set up Tent City, and they provide services for these veterans. And they'll come out and they'll either pick them up somewhere, or they'll just walk up to the site, and the VA's there, the D.A.V's there. They have cell phone service, so if they want to call a family member, they have the tax people are there, so they can file taxes. I know some veterans that have gotten taxes back. They even have a judge there to pretty much just abolish whatever crime that they may have done that's a misdemeanor. Not a felon, but yeah, there's just a whole bunch of services. They feed them, they shower them, and that usually happens for about two and a half days. And you will see anywhere from 1,500 on up veterans.
Well, the military kind of teaches a self-sufficiency also, and some of them have that built-in "I'll take care of myself" attitude. In addition to that, they often don't know what resources are out there that they're available for assistance. Some of them know that they don't.
The veteran has earned that. It's not a freebie.
They have, but let me tell you, Dale.
Earned that.
Do you remember when we did the thing we had a donor that wanted to donate a track chair to a local veteran? She didn't want to give it to Bill O'Reilly or Wounded Warrior. She wanted to do it locally, help an Arkansas veteran. And she asked me to help with this. I worked with the Lieutenant Governor's office and about all the veteran service organizations, and we come up with an application of people who would benefit from this chair. And you know what I got mostly? From a veteran missing one leg. He said, well, sure, there's a veteran with both legs missing that would deserve it more than me. And it was really difficult to get veterans to actually put their name in to be available. So what we ended up doing was making that chair available to a lot of veterans on an as-needed basis. But that's just kind of the attitude you often run into with veterans is, yes, they've earned it, but some of them don't feel deserving, or they feel like surely there's another veteran that deserves it more than me or needs it more than me.
That's a lot with the claim process too. That'll come in my office and they've waited years and years to file because there's a veteran out there that needs it more than they do.
Wow. I mean,
that's why we do a lot of networking. That's why we do things like this show and the radio show, and we do our annual Veterans Appreciation Cookout to just reach out to veterans and let them know we're there. It's veterans helping veterans, and if something that you need or you think we could help you with, we live in a fantastically generous community. We have a lot of resources out there that you may not know about that contact us and say, what can we do to help here and there. So that's half the job, is finding those veterans that are deserving, are in need, but just don't come in and seek help.
Wow. We need to take a quick break. More with Dan and Charles right after this. Scooter, take us to break.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either a terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment, their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
D.A.V Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina D.A.V grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Hi, I'm Ricky with Arch Trash Pickup. If anybody needs trash service in the area, please give us a call. Arch Trash Service is veteran owned, and I've been in the local area resident for over 20 years. I'll provide a better service than the other guys and even provide front door service trash pickup for those that aren't able to take their trash to the curb. We'll also pick up almost anything and even provide free recycling. I am Ricky with Arch Trash Pickup, and please give me a call for all your trash service needs.
With a large showroom of over 13,000 square feet, the Furniture Depot is your local choice for quality name brand furniture at prices anyone can afford. They carry a great selection of catnapper recliners, power recliners with lumbar support and lift chairs. Check out Furniture Depot's variety of living room and dining room sets in various styles and designs. And don't forget about their mattress gallery featuring Serta, Symbol mattresses, and adjustable beds. Family owned and operated, that's Furniture Depot, located in the Ozark Shopping Center in Mountain Home. And we are back visiting with Charles Leonard and Dan Hall, 7:33 on this Friday, January 19th. Charles, you've got a whole stack of papers, notes that you need to go through, so we want to give you all the time that you need to get that taken care of.
The segue, the homeless veterans, we have one, a benefit for the Bob Davis Male, M-A-L-E. I don't know if I'm saying that right. If I'm not, excuse me. It's a veterans shelter. And they've acquired the building on, it'd be 9th Street.
9th at College.
Yeah. And they're working on it now, and they're trying to get some funds up so they can do a remodel, and it's going to be a veteran shelter for homeless veterans.
They used to be the Assembly of God Church years ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what they've done is they've partnered with area businesses to employ these veterans, do some job training for them, and help them get back into society, give them work. So that's a good thing. And they're having a rally in October from the 26th through the 28th, free admission, and the benefits go to the veterans shelter. So, and now my stack of papers.
Here we go.
This time of year, unfortunately, we have a lot of veterans that pass away. And I see it. I've seen that trend November, December, January, February. It seems to be the big jump. And also we have veterans that may go into nursing homes at that time, or like Dan was talking about, caregivers staying at home helping the parent out. So we have something called pension with aid and attendance. Now it's income based, but what the veteran doesn't realize, they think, well, I'm going to be over this threshold. Well, they consider unreimbursable medical expenses to include the nursing home in that aspect whenever they file this. And you'd be amazed how quick that income drops down to below or even in the negative for these veterans. So that's one of the benefits that are offered, and they can come into my office. Now, one of the eligibility requirements is the veteran had to serve 90 days or more of active military service with at least 1 day during a war. Because I've got veterans between Korea and Vietnam that are ineligible, unfortunately. They could get health benefits based on income. But that is one of the unfortunate parts of that.
You understand, right, that involves they have to be below a certain income threshold.
Correct.
But if, let's say, they're making $15,000 a year total, but they have $10,000 worth of medical unreimbursed, that's deducted from that 15.
You bet.
So that brings them under that threshold.
It does, and right now, just for the service pension alone, the threshold's $13,166 for 18. So, if you have a veteran alone, just living on Social Security, that's going to drop pretty quick. They may not even be making that a year, and the medical, Medicare comes out of that. And then whatever prescription or whatever they may need in regard to medical care will come off of that, dental care.
And the 20% of that the Medicare doesn't pay for would be deducted from that?
Correct. Yeah. And they usually go by previous year is how they look at it.
That'll bring them under the threshold pretty quickly.
Oh, you bet. And then what the VA does is they try to offset that to get them up to the poverty level. And then they also have it with aid and attendance. Where you have somebody coming in, or they are in a nursing home, and that threshold's $21,000. So
Charles, you were saying the time factor between Korea and Vietnam. What would be the actual start date of boots on the ground in Vietnam? Because doesn't it go all the way back into 1953? I think that France had actually sent troops into Vietnam while we were still in Korea.
That was what the French got run out of Vietnam at D.A.V. and Phu. They lost it. We came in around 62, I think, is when.
Yeah, and I don't
Did
think
we go into
that
Korea or go into Vietnam under Kennedy or under Johnson? Because we lost Kennedy in late 63.
62
for
boots on ground.
Yeah.
62
the
for
Gulf
boots
of
on
Tonkin
ground.
incident, and then when Kennedy was assassinated, Johnson kind of pushed, because that was one of Kennedy's original ideas. We had started sending in advisors to help the ARVNs, staff NCOs and junior officers that went in to help train. We had helicopter units in transporting and so on. I was actually in the first unit to go into Vietnam in March of '65 that actually went in as a unit and engaged the enemy.
You did 2 years Vietnam?
No, I was only there a year.
1 year?
Yeah. I got medevaced with a case of malaria they couldn't cure. But we had actually pioneered a lot of things. We came from Okinawa. From the time we got orders, we were in Vietnam in country in 8 hours. We were the first to actually go out and combat with the Viet Cong. We pioneered the vertical assaults, where the old style of fighting was a battalion would go online and take ground, and we didn't take any ground. We dropped in by helicopter, blew them up, and then went back. And we were some of the ones that really pioneered night fighting and starlight night scopes and what have you. There were a lot of firsts in that period of time. That was early 1965.
But it's sad that the time factor between Korea and Vietnam, that these guys can't, because even 1 day on the battleground would qualify them. Is that what you said?
Not even on the battleground. During
that.
They could be stateside, or they could have been in Germany.
Really?
Yeah, all they had to do is serve 1 day during a wartime period. So, and that is the unfortunate part for these veterans.
What next?
Well, nursing home care. Now, we do have a few nursing homes, VA nursing homes here in Arkansas. And some of the requirements are the priority groups, how they set them in regard to going into a VA nursing home. And normally the needs of the nursing home care because of a service-connected disability, 70% or more for a rating, or a disability rating of at least 60 and deemed unemployable. Or has been rated permanent and disabled. So what happens with that is that they get prioritized first. And then if there is still availability, then those without a disability have that opportunity to go into these VA nursing homes for care. So, and then when we were talking about claims earlier, there's one thing that's important, and it's so hard to get, even from a VA doctor, and that's a nexus letter, linking your service disability or your disability with military service. And, you know, if you could get a doctor to write that nexus letter, you know, linking the two, that there's certain terminology that the VA looks at, more than likely that his condition is due to his service. And we package that with the claim and with all the forms, and then after that, it gets sent up to the VA, and normally when you have that nexus letter, there's really no argument. You know, they'll still look at that medical history, but when they have a doctor stating that simple fact that to them that's related, then. And then another one's a DBQ. A DBQ is a questionnaire based on maybe your back or your feet or something in regard to whatever disability you have. And these DBQs are about, I don't know, 7-8 pages long, and trying to get a doctor to fill out one of them is hard too. But it helps so much because it helps streamline that process. You know, we talk about that hopefully one day soon, you know, there'd be no wait time. And
but not only be the devil advocate here, the doctor filling out the DBQ. Okay, so he's going through, and let's say in a year's time 100 veterans have come through, and 75 of those that he's gone through are disabled. So would the D.A.V. or whoever look at that? Well, we don't want to go to Dr. Jones over here because he put 70% on the books as disabled.
They can't do that.
They can't do that.
That nexus letter can be extremely important because you tend to have a situation, for example, I think the number one disability for veterans in combat is hearing loss.
Oh, yeah.
It's also the hardest one to get any kind of compensation for, because the veteran goes down there and has the hearing test. They see, well, yeah, he has a hearing disability. But then the doctor that they're using will say, but I can't really link it to veteran service because he ran a lawnmower or a weed eater after he got out of the service, or, you know, some ridiculous thing like that that could have had something to do with it. So if you go to we have some local audiologists here in town that are extremely good at looking at what the veteran did, what his service was when he first complained, and you can get that letter to have that specialist say, yes, it's more than likely that this is related to combat service.
Got 2 minutes before we go to break. What can we cover in 2 minutes, Charlie?
Individual unemployability. There are requirements for
Say that again. What was it?
Individual unemployability. So okay. you don't have to be 100%, but you have to have at least one service-connected disability rateable at 60% or more. And then if PTSD, that's a big one. A lot of these young guys have PTSD, 70%, 60%. Well, they can file for individual unemployability, just for the simple fact that they can't work just due to that PTSD, that it's so severe. So they'd come into my office, and that's what we would do.
So what causes the severity of the PTSD? Is just
anger. There's a lot of anger in regard and not being able to function with civilians, because the way you're taught in the military on a work ethic versus on the civilian sector side of the house, it varies greatly.
Because I can just imagine after 9/11, and you've got people, Afghanistan, wherever in the Middle East, I would think that you have to be totally ready to fight 24/7. So you never relax, you never really rest. Or you never just let go.
You're scared.
You're scared.
You're scared. There's not one of us that wasn't scared over there. We'd rather be back here with our family.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, just imagine that, being all that tense and all that pressure. Constantly. You're not only worrying about that, the mission, you're still worried about what's going on back here. You're worried about your family, your kids, your wife. So yeah, I mean, it's a stressor. A lot of stress.
A lot more than we'll ever know.
And a lot of these veterans push that down until a trigger happens. And it could just be a simple trigger, just an argument or a disagreement somewhere, and that trigger happens.
So was the military discipline for what happened after 9/11, is it a more stringent discipline than what we had prior to that? I mean, because Vietnam was a jungle war and Korea was kind of a little bit different, but they said that the Desert War was totally different.
It is different, and I think discipline part of it, you know, that varies with each branch of the military. That varies with who your first sergeant might have been or your commander might have been. You know, what one person deems discipline, the other may not, and it just varies like that because everybody has a different type of disciplinary style.
Yeah.
You know, some are authoritarian. You know, to where
Dan, your thought?
Yeah, post-traumatic stress is kind of an interesting phenomenon. There's many veterans that don't admit it, and there are a lot of coping mechanisms. I came back from Vietnam. That part of my life got locked away in a little box in the back of my mind. I pretend like that never happened and went on. And that's one coping mechanism. Another one is work addiction. People that work 2 jobs and you'll see that then they start to have intermarital relationship problems. They go through 2 or 3 wives and what have you because they just don't connect like they did. There are a lot of those kinds of coping, but sometimes it's substance abuse, alcohol, or whatever. But in all those cases, at some point later on, if you've compartmentalized all this, and then one day you're not working full-time or 2 jobs anymore, and you have a lot of time to be with just yourself, it all comes back.
Yeah.
And so those are some of the things that they
One of the
with.
saddest stories I've read, this is years ago, guy come back from Vietnam, lived in Manhattan, and a couple days back in New York, and him and his wife decided they're going to go out to a fine restaurant, so they ordered a taxi or a limo. He was wearing a tux and she had a nice evening gown, but the instinct, back then they still had, remember the old checker cabs, you know, the old checker manufactured cab. One of them backfired. He spread eagle in the ditch with a tux on. It was, you know, it ruined the tux.
Oh, yeah.
You know, of course the highway was a little bit wet right there, but
that trigger took him back.
That trigger took him back, you know, so it kind of...
Yeah, it is. It's instinct.
It's instinct, yeah. 7:47 on this January 19th. Time for another break. Be right back.
Life is too short to wear boring clothes. Welcome to Shabby to Chic Salon and Boutique, where we carry the latest trends and fashions and accessories at prices anyone can enjoy. Feel beautiful while looking fabulous with a large range of fashions that fits anyone's sense of style. You're sure to discover something unique and new at every visit. Shabby to Chic also features 12 professional stylists, aesthetics by Amy J, a nail technician, and 4 tanning beds. Excite your style at Shabby to Chic Salon and Boutique in Mountain Home.
They said, I'm not ready to move. I'm not ready for such a change. I'm not ready to give up my independence. Then, after receiving a lot of love and encouragement, they moved to the Good Samaritan Society. They said, I should have done it years ago.
Senior care and services from the Good Samaritan Society.
You've tried medications just cover up the pain, and you've tried dieting to help lose weight. Before you try something drastic like surgery to get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. Our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
Coming in 2018, VHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and Steadyform. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate-controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. DHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range, coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon.
Hello.
7:50 on this Friday, January 19th, visiting with Charles Leonard and Dan Hall, talking about our veterans. Every third Friday right here and down on the corner is Veterans Day for us, and we'll keep the veterans updated. So what do we got left, Charles?
Oh, well, the last thing I got, is Chapter 35, permanent and total. Usually when a veteran gets permanent and total, 100%, we talk about tax exemption with them, the primary residence, as well as personal property tax. And I know, I think it was Teresa sent out a letter here, probably about a month ago, because I got a lot of veterans coming in wanting their benefit letter. And that benefit letter states what their percentage is, if they're total and permanent, yes or no, unemployable and whatnot. And then they take that to their office over there, the assessor's office off the square, and present them with a copy of it, and it stays in their file. And they have to do this annually. Now, I know the VA, as of last week, had not started printing out these benefit letters. So, with that being said, if they come to my office requesting a benefit letter, it's going to have last year's date on it, and that's not good enough. It's not going to work. So what happens is usually I tell the veteran by mid-Feb, if you haven't got that by mid-February, come back to my office or go to Alicia's, but we'll try and get that ordered for them and get it faxed right then and there to the office. But the VA's computer system went down the first week of January. I don't know if they took it down for maintenance or what, but it kind of pushed everything down. So pushed everything back. So they told us, it would probably be about the end of January, mid-February before the veteran would see these letters. So just to be patient, and they'll get them in the mail. So, and that's one of the benefits. And also a D.A.V license plate, disabled veteran license plate, is another benefit. There's CHAMP VA for the veteran's spouse, medical.
Really?
Yeah. When they're deemed 100% total and permanent, then the spouse also gets health care.
That's a good benefit. That's good. And now, is there an age requirement on that? Because you get a young 100% disabled vet that could even affect childbirth.
There's no age requirement.
Really?
No.
One of the things I would stress is, used to be if they said, if you filled out a claim on a tissue paper or a napkin, that was your date, your claim was filed, and it'd be back to that. And you could do it on your own. My recommendation now is don't do any kind of a claim filing unless you go see your county veteran service officer. Charles does this every day. He would be an expert on it, what they need. And if he guides you correctly, you can put together a claim that what we call a fully developed claim. And it has that nexus letter, and it has all of your records that they're going to need, and he can anticipate what they're going to need. Send that package in, and you might get an answer in 6 months. Where if you don't do that, once you filed the claim under the old system, you had up to a year to back it up with other documentation, and anything was missing a year later, that, well, you don't have this, and that's why we get into these 5-year periods where claims weren't being handled.
So at Charles' office, he crossed all the T's and dot all the I's.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I give him a honeydew list, is what I call it.
He is an expert and knows, he can anticipate what it is in this claim that you're going to need to be included in this fully developed claim. So don't waste your time trying to do it on your own.
Good.
It's a lot easier,
yeah,
a lot quicker, and I'm there to serve the veteran. I'm a veteran myself. I did 28 years, and I'm there to help them, because that paperwork can be very daunting.
And then we have Alicia over at the college, who's the District 3 veteran service officer, and she's the one that keeps all the county veteran services officers up to date and trained.
And she's got, what, 9 counties?
9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything
She's
from
very
Harrison
busy.
to Batesville. But if you can't get a hold of Charles, your next best step is to try to get a hold of Alicia over at the college.
Or vice versa.
Right.
Yeah.
So
what else we have?
Well, you also have VA dental care, you know, but the rough part about that is you're going to go down to Little Rock.
Boy, that's a lot of fun.
For your health care. And even vision.
What about, we've got, what's the clinic we have here? Over at
the CBOC, the community-based outpatient clinic, veterans clinic. You know, they're a regular clinic, but they don't have audiology for hearing, they don't have vision, they don't have dental, so.
They do mainly your annual physicals and primary care situation like that. Then they'll, something over that, they'll send you out to Little Rock. Now that's one of the things that Secretary Shulkin is talking about with this VA private provider partnerships and these networks, is that the VA would be concentrating on those things that they uniquely do well. Amputees, PTSD, post-traumatic brain injury, chemical problems, and then let the more mundane routine things be done in your local community at doctors that are approved by the VA. That's the direction the VA wants to go now.
When Charles said they have to go to Little Rock, why can't we have something in north central or south central Arkansas? Everything, I mean, Little Rock thinks they're king. Everything's in Little Rock. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with Harrison or Mountain Home or Jonesboro or Fayetteville?
It has
you
to
know?
do with you know, VA centers are set up in big population areas, and there was at one time somebody started a petition to get a VA hospital built in Mountain Home. And while that sounds good, it's kind of laughable. It ain't ever going to happen.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
We don't have the demographics.
You don't.
Right.
You know, we have a lot of veterans here, but as I once said in the beginning of this, 80% of them aren't involved with the VA. We have right here in Marion and Baxter County, 6,000 or so veterans.
Oh yeah, at least.
We only have 3,500 that use the outreach clinic that are eligible for VA care. So it's just not going to happen.
Wow. 2.5 minutes. What else can we cover?
Well, one of the other benefits is a military ID card. So the disabled veteran, even though they may not have retired, has access to military facilities like the BX commissary, which is convenient for them.
Yeah.
And I know there's a new ID system coming out through the VA for all veterans to get an ID, just to identify them as being a veteran.
They crashed the system the first week.
They did. They did. So
That's
it's been
what
down.
caused it, right?
They did, really.
But you know, one of the things I found out too is that a veteran can get online through the BX now, and you don't have to be retired to actually order online through the BX. So you just have to put in your information and be identified as a veteran, which is a good thing. You have to be retired, you know, or active duty. So, and then lastly is the Legion here in town. They do their breakfast, and they're having one on Saturday. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
From 7:30 to 10. You know, and they take donations. Those donations actually help serve the veteran. The donations raised is to help with what we talked about earlier, local organizations for rent and utilities and whatnot. So, and it's open.
So it goes direct to the veterans.
To help them, veterans in need. And you know, they have to put a cap on it because, and there are stipulations. There's like it's a once a year type thing. So, you know, but it's for a good cause.
You bet.
And it's open to the public. So
Yeah, we've been talking about that on community calendar for about a week now,
Yep.
promoting that Alleywide American Legion Post, I think, 7
on Market Street.
On Market Street, yeah. Wow, they do a great job. We got to wrap this up. Charles and Dan, final thoughts, 45 seconds.
Well, disabled American veterans, we know we operate the van system. We are always looking for drivers that can drive those vans back and forth to Little Rock. We try not to work them more than a couple days a month so we don't burn them out, because what you get for all of your time and trouble is lunch down at the VA. So, it's a big job, but we always need drivers. If you need to be anything from the Disabled American Veterans or looking for membership in the D.A.V., you can reach me at 421-2322 to get hooked up with the van service or to talk to Charles. What is your phone?
425-8155, and you know, my office is open 8 to 4.
And with that, we got to go. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you on Monday.